Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing into part 6 of What If Piccolo Was Never Born. If you haven't seen part 5, there's a title card where you can go check it out and see what happened in the last part. But today we'll be going into the continuation of Z and going into the Android Saga. Who is this future time traveler? What threats will he be warning the Z fighters? Will the androids be the next threat? All that will be answered in this part of What If Piccolo Was Never Born. Also, if y'all are interested, I own a Discord server for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe give us some of your own ideas of what ifs, and maybe in the future, I could do them. Check the link in the description down below. For today's question of the video comes from two people, since they're kind of like the same thing, and I just thought I'll just answer both these questions as one. First one is from I'm So Central 2872, and their question is, what's your nationality? I am half Honduran and half Chileno, both from South America. But I was born in America and raised in America, so kind of like three. And then from Mohammed5928, what is your ethnicity? I'm Hispanic, since, kind of both questions kind of answer the same thing. But yeah, I am Hispanic, but still kind of raised in America. So kind of, yeah. I just thought, since they're both kind of the same, I'll just answer both of them. I'm not going to do that if there's questions that are kind of similar, that kind of play together. I'll just put both of them on screen for one video, just so that answer both questions with one answer. Thank you so much for your question. If you would like to be featured in my next video, just comment down below your question, whether it's about Dragon Ball, another anime, or personal, and maybe your comment will be picked for the next video. Without further ado, let's dive into part 6 of What If Piccolo Was Never Born. Last time, we ended the part with the announcement of a future time traveler arriving at the current time of our Z fighters. They all sense an immense power level appearing out of nowhere, shocking them all with how strong this person is. Even if both Goku and Vegeta used their newly acquired Ikari forms, it wouldn't be enough to stop this mystery person. They all headed over to his location as the Z fighters would see Trunks. Everyone is confused, but there is someone who is more confused than them, and that is Future Trunks himself, seeing people like Raditz, Nappa, and Kami. He would ask Goku how he already got here since he is supposed to be in space, still as they would need to stop the arrival of Frieza and his father. If y'all haven't guessed it yet, this Future Trunks is from the original future timeline that isn't affected from this what if. Now I know most of my what ifs I tend to change the future timeline if it is more interesting like that. However, in the rare scenario, I find it more interesting to keep the future timeline same as canon compared to rewriting the future in this particular what if. Future Trunks is confused with the fact that the timeline isn't what his mother told him what happened. He did see himself as well, which caught him off guard as he shouldn't be born yet. He asked Kid Trunks who are his parents, as Kid Trunks would say that Yamcha and Bulma are his parents. His eyes widened that he technically does but also doesn't exist in this timeline. He may have traveled to the past, but into an alternate timeline where he guesses his mother stayed with Yamcha. Even though he may have thought it was useless to help this timeline as it wouldn't change his, he still couldn't stand by to let this timeline be destroyed by the androids. Since he doesn't have to hide his identity, he would flat out tell the entire Z group about his identity, shocking everyone that there's a timeline where Bulma got with Vegeta, sparking a little tension between Yamcha and Vegeta, but also getting Kid Trunks to think about him being able to be as strong as Gohan. Getting that out of the way, he would then ask about their timeline's history, as Kami would step up explaining everything, with the key difference being that Piccolo was never born. Future Trunks would know about Piccolo from his talks with Gohan, as it was Piccolo who trained Gohan to become a fighter. He is also surprised to learn that Frieza was killed by Vegeta this time around, as they stated that they used the power of Super Saiyan to beat him. Future Trunks would ask to see the power as both Goku and Vegeta transformed into their Ikari state. Future Trunks would give them a look, being unimpressed, stating that the forms they have isn't the Super Saiyan form. He powers up to show them the true form as he is glowing in a yellow aura. The power coming off from Future Trunks is so intense that some can't even look at him. The Saiyans stand there, stunned, seeing the true form of the legendary Super Saiyan. Future Trunks stated that Goku achieved the form on Namek to beat Frieza, and later on, Vegeta was able to unlock it as well. Future Trunks would go along to tell his version of his timeline, as it does cause a little strain on the Z Fighter group. Mainly between Vegeta and Nappa, since normally Vegeta did kill Nappa back in the Saiyan saga. Moving on from learning of the potential timeline, Future Trunks dove into the new upcoming threat, and Goku's death, as he gave him the antidote to his heart virus. Future Trunks would then decide to stay to help the Saiyans achieve the Super Saiyan form, as the Ikari form would not be enough to stop the androids. So, The Z Fighters would begin training for the next 3 years. After the first year of the training, future Trunks would leave back to his timeline as he would have helped Goku and Vegeta learn the Super Saiyan transformation, with the other Saiyans getting close to tapping into the power of Super Saiyan. The humans are quickly being surpassed by the Saiyans with their new transformations. However, they would heavily focus on mastering their Kaioken technique to try their best to keep up. With Trunks, he would be heavily focused on his training, and even using Kaioken at his young age. It does hurt him a lot with the fact that he isn't used to that amount of strain, but knowing that Gohan would soon have a form that would make him much stronger than him, Trunks would be driven even more to train harder, even training with the Saiyans from time to time. The Z Fighters are split, with the Saiyans training together and Kami training with the humans, with both groups training together from time to time. After the 2 years, both Raditz and Nappa also learned the Super Saiyan transformation, with Gohan being close but not truly getting a grasp of the transformation. Now power levels are basically useless at this point of the story, with the numbers being too high. With the Saiyans being around at least 1 billion when they're in their Super Saiyan transformation, so going in order from strongest to weakest would be Goku and Vegeta at the top, being the strongest, followed by Raditz, Nappa, Kami, Gohan, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and Trunks. The Z Fighters are all nearby the city that the androids would attack, but that is when things are worse, as the moment South City is attacked, they can sense another city being attacked as well. They are confused with the change in what they were told from future Trunks, but with no time to argue, the group was split up, with the Saiyans staying in South City, and the humans plus Kami would go check out what is going on in the other city. They still can't sense the androids, so both groups would have to search the city separately. The Saiyans would be able to find the androids, but it wouldn't just be 2 androids, but actually 3. The Saiyans would face Dr. Gero, Android 19, and Android 16. Dr. Gero was pretty happy to have the Saiyans explaining everything that he has done. He had a secret drone that spied on the Saiyans and learned about the time traveler and the future timeline, so he decided to continue to spy on the Saiyans, watching them train and collected data on the Super Saiyan transformation. He also would reveal that he unleashed more androids attacking another city so that he could split the group, and announce that he is glad that they sent a weaker team to face a threat that was stronger than themselves. Before the Saiyans could flee, a fight would break out. Android 16 would face Goku as he was built to mainly kill Son Goku. Android 19 would fight Vegeta, and Raditz would fight Dr. Gero. Meanwhile, both Nappa and Gohan would have to quickly head over to the other group to help them with this other threat. The humans arrive at the other city, seeing it in pure destruction, as they would also split up to find the android, but this time the unlucky one is Trunks, as he finds Android 13, but already absorbed 14 and 15. Trunks would be a bit scared being the first fight he is in, but he doesn't back down and tries to attack Android 13, but any hits he lands on Android 13 doesn't even faze him. Even with tapping into Kaioken times 1, as Android 13 would just slap him, sending him crashing down into the city, as the other humans and Kami would surround Trunks, seeing Android 13. Kami would go fight Android 13 but wouldn't be doing much until he goes into Kaioken times 50, as he starts to actually harm Android 13, but his body would be taking a lot of damage as his body can only take so much. Tien and Krillin would quickly join Kami as Yamcha stayed with his son until Trunks got back up saying that they needed to help out as well, as they would join in. Together they would fight Android 13 using teamwork and advanced techniques to stand a chance to beat Android 13, but it was still a tough fight for them. Eventually Nappa and Gohan would arrive in time to help out the second group with fighting Android 13. Back to the Saiyans, things are looking pretty good. The Saiyans are having the upper hand, but it's not exactly one-sided. Seeing the Z Fighters training, Dr. Gero did upgrade all his androids, including himself, to get strong, with the only true challenge being Android 16 for Goku. And this time around, Goku does not have the heart virus thanks to Raditz being around making sure that Goku takes his medicine. Seeing that they may not win, Dr. Gero would go up to his backup plan, telling Android 16 to make his move now. Hearing this, Android 16 would grab a hold of Goku as he would begin to self-destruct, catching the attention of Vegeta and Raditz. A huge explosion erupts, blinding everyone and giving Dr. Gero the chance to flee. As the dust clears, we see that Android 19 was destroyed. Vegeta and Raditz damaged a bit, but not as bad as Goku as he is barely alive, as they have to quickly get him a sensu bean. But it was with the humans as they flee to them, not even thinking about Dr. Gero, thinking he got killed by the explosion as well. They would arrive to see the others still in combat with Android 13, as some were hurt badly, like Trunks, Gohan, and Krillin. Kami would spot the others seeing Goku in critical condition as he rushed over to give Goku a senzu bean and told the Saiyans to fight the android as he would restore the others. Goku would get a huge boost in power after that near-death experience as he would take the front of the battle fighting Android 13. Everyone would try to gang up on him as they would begin to push him back. Then Android 13 would begin charging up an attack to throw at the Z fighters until he is attacked from the back, as future Trunks returned already in his Super Saiyan form as he managed to cut Android 13 in half since he was distracted telling everyone that this is their chance to destroy him, as they all charge up their respective blast, all hitting Android 13 at the same time, completely destroying him. Away, Dr. Jerome managed to get back to his lab, as he would unleash Android 17 and 18, demanding them to kill the Z fighters and Goku, but just like in the original timeline, they would kill him instantly. They didn't really care about fighting the Z fighters just yet, as they were more bored and wanted to explore the world as they left the lab and began their journey around the area, just doing casual things, but also causing chaos too. And that's where I'm going to leave it off for now. Tell me how y'all think about the 6th part and how I did with the continuation of this What If. With Android 17 and 18 awakened and stronger, could the Z fighters stop them? How will Cell play into this version of the Dragon Ball story? How will Trunks react to this huge change in events from what he was originally told? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If you are interested and enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next part. See ya.